all stems, actually, from the Angela Rayner story that you may remember over the weekend, which was reported in the Mail on Sunday, wrongly it must be said, but that had been claimed by other Tory MPs that she was kind of crossing her legs to distract the Prime Minister during PMQs, which then provoked a massive backlash with the Prime Minister saying that that was sexist and not acceptable today. That then led last night to a meeting of Conservative MPs, many female MPs, with the Chief Whip, in which they were raising issues of what they viewed as sexism and misogyny inside the Conservative Party. And that is where this allegation first was aired, if you like, where a female minister, it's not just a MP, but a minister, had said that she had seen and sat next to another male minister who was watching pornography on his phone in the Commons, and also, I think, in a separate the situation in a committee meeting, maybe when he was an MP, and that this has been, as you say, corroborated by another female MP.
In the same meeting. So this is volunteered as an example of
in the same
what's
meeting.
going on.
Yes, in the same meeting. So quite extraordinary. I mean, one of those kind of jaw-dropping moments where you're like, really? No, we don't know the details of this. Last night, the female minister didn't name whoever it was, but the Chief Whip today said he is going to launch an investigation. I mean, you're entirely right in saying an allegation of this kind of seriousness, I suspect that name will not remain private for very long.
It's potentially career-ruining, Sarah Elliott.
I wouldn't say potentially. I mean,
it is.
It will be career-ruining.
Yeah. Well, I'll come on to that in a second, because this brings the House into disrepute, apart from anything else, doesn't it? But do we spare a thought at all, Sarah, for process? Is this one person's word against another? Two people's words against an individual?
I mean, there has to be due process, and you can't... I think the name of the individual should be protected throughout the process. But if this is found to be guilty, if this person is found to have committed this, I think he has to go. I think that this is a line in the sand that has to be drawn. And it's because, porn is so prevalent in our culture now. And if you are very lax on something like this, gosh knows where it'll go from there.
I'll bet you $10 his name is public on the internet before...
Probably. I'm not sure that that's fair to him, perhaps. I think this should be taken care of. But I think this is an opportunity for the Chamber to really discuss etiquette and what's appropriate and what's not appropriate.
This isn't etiquette. Etiquette's wearing, not wearing a tie or eating badly with a knife and fork. If I saw somebody in this newsroom, Darren, if you saw somebody in your office doing this, you'd tap them on the shoulder and say, "What are you doing? This is Parliament we're talking about."
Yeah, I know. And you'd be right to take that to HR, and that person would probably...
No, I wouldn't take it to HR. I'd just say, stop it.
Yeah, but also, of course, this newsroom, or indeed most places work, is not our parliamentary chamber. It is not where laws are passed.
Right.
I mean, whatever one thinks about Parliament, we should hopefully hold it to a higher esteem than most average workplaces. I think what it does speak of, because this is also in the context... not just of Angela Rayner, but we know, or it's been reported, I should say, at the weekend, that up to 56 MPs, not just within the Conservative Party, but across the House, including, it's alleged, 3 cabinet ministers and several senior shadow cabinet ministers, are being investigated or involved some type of process about sexual misconduct, which the Prime Minister made it clear today, if anything were to be proven right, that would be a breach of the ministerial code and there would be disciplinary action. And it raises questions about the culture inside Parliament. And it's a big place, first of all. It's not just 650 MPs. There are thousands of staff who work there as well. But it is also a unique place in which, obviously, there is a parliamentary estate and there's parliamentary authorities, but in the end, those staff members who work for MPs report to their MPs. They are also not just their employers, but also their HR managers. And that's where sometimes people say that the system is then open to situations like this or to situations of abuse. And so that unique setup where there's not kind of cross-party or cross-parliamentary understanding in HR, it means that the system at the moment doesn't work and maybe encourages some of the stuff that we've seen reported.